Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am gonna share with you a spicy forbidden romance short story that I wrote a while ago. Before we begin, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I upload a new story. I never believed in professors falling for their students. That belonged in gossip magazines and forbidden romance novels, not real life. But then she walked into my literature class, Emily. At first glance, she wasn't extraordinary. A little shy, glasses always slipping down her nose, her hair tied into a messy bun. But when she spoke, there was something in her voice, a quiet fire, a kind of confidence hidden under layers of shyness. She loved words the way I loved them. She dissected poems with a precision that made my heart race, though I told myself it was just admiration for her intellect. Weeks turned into months, and I found myself noticing her more than I should. She'd stay after class, asking questions, lingering in the doorway like she wasn't ready to leave. I knew the boundary. I was her professor. She was my student. But every time her eyes lit up at one of my answers, I felt something I wasn't supposed to. One rainy evening, I stayed behind in the empty classroom, grading papers. Emily returned, drenched, holding her broken umbrella. "Professor Hayes," she said softly, "can I wait here until the rain slows down?" I nodded, trying to ignore how her wet hair clung to her cheeks. She sat across from me, pulling a book from her bag. For a while, silence filled the room, broken only by raindrops against the windows. Then she asked, "Why did you become a professor?" I hesitated, then admitted, "Because books saved me. I thought maybe I could save others with them, too." Her eyes softened and she whispered, "You've saved me more than you realize." The words hit me harder than I expected. My chest tightened. I wanted to ask what she meant, but she buried herself back into her book. Still, the silence between us had shifted, charged, intimate. From then on, I couldn't keep pretending. Every lecture, every office hour, I felt her presence like gravity. My rational mind screamed boundaries, rules, ethics, but my heart whispered something else entirely. The breaking point came during the end-of-semester exhibition, where students presented their creative works. Emily read a short story, her voice trembling but steady enough for her words to pierce everyone in the room. It was about a young woman who falls in love with someone forbidden, someone she should unwant but let go of. Her eyes found mine across the room as she read the final line. "Love is always about what S right it, S about what S real." I couldn't breathe. She was talking about me. After the event, I found her standing alone outside the hall. "Emily," I said, my voice lower than I intended, "that story. It was about you." My heart stopped. I should have walked away. I should have reminded her of the consequences. But instead, I whispered, "You shouldn't have told me that." "I know," she said, her voice breaking, but I couldn't keep it in anymore. For a long moment, the world was silent. Then, as if the universe conspired against my restraint, a sudden gust of wind pushed us closer. Her hand brushed against mine, and I didn't pull away. That night, everything I thought I knew about controlled check. She kissed me, first hesitant, trembling, but once our lips touched, I couldn't stop myself. Years of discipline and rules melted away in the warmth of her mouth. When we finally pulled apart, breathless, reality crashed back in. "This is dangerous," I whispered. "I don't care," she said. "I want you." And I realized for the first time in years that I wanted someone to. From that moment on, our lives intertwined in ways I couldn't untangle. We kept our secret, hidden, stolen glances in class, late-night study sessions that turned into whispered confessions. Every risk made my heart pound harder, but every smile from her reminded me why I was willing to take it. It wasn't all sunshine and roses, though. There were days when the weight of our situation pressed down on me, threatening to suffocate me. Days when I questioned whether I was doing right by her, whether I was leading her on without giving her what she deserved. But then she'd look at me with those big, hopeful eyes, and I'd know I couldn't let her go. Not now, not ever. As the weeks turned into months, our bond deepened. I learned that Emily loved old movies and cheesy romantic comedies. She had a quirky sense of humor that made me laugh even when I didn't understand it. And she had a passion for social justice that inspired me to be a better person. I also discovered a side of her that I hadn't seen in class before, passionate, unapologetically herself. In her, I found a partner, a confidant, a best friend. Of course, the fear of exposure never really left us. We lived with the constant threat of prying eyes and judgmental whispers hanging over our heads like a dark cloud. It made our moments together all the sweeter, all the more precious. We celebrated small victories, a shared smile in the hallway, a lingering hug, a secret note passed in class. These tiny gestures were our anchors, keeping us grounded and hopeful. And then it happened. One ordinary day, one of my colleagues noticed us leaving the staff room together. Rumors started swirling around the campus. Whispers became shouts. Before we knew it, everyone was talking. My colleagues criticized me, some openly, some behind my back. Emily became the subject of gossip and pity. Suddenly, the walls of our classroom weren't enough to protect us anymore. Emily was devastated. She felt like she'd lost her place in school, her sanctuary. She considered transferring to another institution, but that meant leaving behind the only life she'd ever known. I encouraged her to fight for her spot, to stand up for herself because she deserved it. More importantly, I promised her we'd find a way through this. In the end, it was Emily's spirit, her indomitable will, that won the day. With my support, she faced the criticism head-on. She confronted the rumors, set the record straight. She didn't apologize for being in love with me. She didn't back down. As she grew stronger, so did our love. It became the driving force of our lives, guiding us through the storm. Now, looking back, I realize that those were some of the most challenging yet transformative years of my life. They taught me that love doesn't always come when it's convenient or expected. Sometimes it crashes into your life, demanding attention and disrupting the carefully constructed order you thought you wanted. Those stolen moments in the classroom, the whispered promises in the rain, they were worth every risk, every sacrifice. Emily and I proved that love knows no bounds, no rules. It doesn't care about societal expectations or other people's opinions. Ours is a love that defied the odds, that silenced the cynics and proved the romantics right. So, to all the dreamers out there, the ones who dare to believe in love's power, I say, follow your hearts. Don't let anyone tell you what's possible and what isn't. Because sometimes the most forbidden love stories become the most epic romances. You just have to be brave enough to write them. And that's all for today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I upload a new story. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.